It was a big
the backhand that came through, it wasn't even...
When he started again here, it does go to the very start of the round.
Some fighters win fights, others make statements. But every once in a while, someone steps into the ring and completely changes how we watch boxing. Not just with power, not just with skill, but with personality. And that's exactly what Ben Whittaker did. Because from the moment he stepped into the professional scene, it was clear. This wasn't going to be normal. This was going to be a show. The mindset, built to annoy, built to win. Whittaker's mindset is one of the most unique aspects of his entire approach to boxing, and it's something that goes far beyond the physical side of the sport. From an early age, he developed a personality that wasn't just competitive, but provocative. Someone who understood how to get reactions out of people. For Whittaker, frustration isn't a side effect of the fight, it's part of the strategy. He wants his opponent to feel uncomfortable, rushed, and emotionally off balance, because once that happens, mistakes begin to appear naturally. In the ring, this mindset becomes incredibly powerful. While most fighters are focused purely on execution, Whittaker is playing a deeper game. He's controlling the emotional tempo of the fight, and once he does that, the physical dominance often follows without him needing to force it. Pro debut, a statement without words. When Whittaker made his professional debut, expectations were already high. But what people didn't expect was the way he would immediately break away from traditional norms.
Keep it together. Keep it together. Keep your shin.
Most fighters approach their first fight cautiously, sticking to fundamentals and avoiding unnecessary risks just to secure a clean win. Whittaker did the exact opposite. From the opening seconds, he fought with his hands low, his body relaxed, and his movements almost playful. It looked less like a debut and more like someone completely comfortable in the spotlight, as if he had been there his entire life. What made it truly impressive, though, was that it wasn't just showmanship. Beneath the flair was sharp timing, precise counters, and a deep understanding of distance. He wasn't just entertaining, he was controlling every moment of the fight while making it look effortless. Style breakdown, control through chaos. At first glance, Whittaker's style can look reckless, almost like he's inviting danger with every move he makes. His hands are often low, his head movement is exaggerated, and he leans away from punches in ways that seem risky to anyone watching. But when you study it closely, you realize there's a system behind everything. Every movement is calculated, every reaction is intentional, and every risk is measured. He's not fighting chaotically. He's creating controlled chaos that only he fully understands. That chaos becomes his advantage. Opponents struggle to find rhythm, struggle to predict what's coming next, and eventually begin to hesitate. And in boxing, hesitation is one of the most dangerous positions a fighter can be in, because it opens the door for complete control. Leon Willings turned into a lesson. In his fight against Leon Willings, Whittaker demonstrated just how dominant he could be when everything clicks into place. From the very beginning, he established control through sharp jabs and precise positioning, making it clear that he was operating at a different level.
Up on the left-hand side of the face as well as the rib cage. Whittaker picking his punch as well here.
He's really digging them in now. There's the shot to the body again. Taps downstairs and comes upstairs. Really good stuff, man. A lovely right hand.
Yeah, that was not sure right hand, just measured it with the lead left hand.
Have to do in any fight. If you want that finish, you have to earn it. It's always possible you can catch somebody cold with one they're not ready for, they're not...
He did, like I said, he was getting a bit more confident. Didn't win the round, but was definitely had a better round. Yeah, just teeing up and Willings on the ropes.
Good 1-2 there from Whittaker. Willings trying to get off the ropes, eventually does. Behind that.
Willings tried to push forward and create pressure, but every attempt was quickly shut down. Whittaker's timing was too sharp, his reactions too quick, and his understanding of distance too advanced for his opponent to deal with effectively. As the fight went on, it became less of a contest and more of a demonstration. Whittaker wasn't just winning rounds, he was dictating every second of the fight, turning it into a clear example of what happens when one fighter has complete control. The crowd factor. Why he plays to them. One of Whittaker's most distinctive traits is how he interacts with the crowd during a fight. While many fighters choose to block everything out and stay focused internally, Whittaker does the opposite. He actively engages with the audience and uses their energy as part of his strategy. Every reaction, every cheer, every moment of excitement feeds into his performance. It gives him momentum, confidence, and a sense of rhythm that adds another layer to his fighting style. The crowd isn't just watching, they're part of the experience he's creating. For his opponents, this can be incredibly difficult to deal with. Not only are they facing a skilled fighter, but they're also dealing with the psychological pressure of being part of a show where they are not in control. That dynamic shifts the fight in Whittaker's favor even further. Jordan Grant, from fight to performance. Against Jordan Grant, Whittaker elevated his style to another level, turning what could have been a straightforward fight into something far more memorable.
The eyes of him in there, Whittaker. It is like somebody has just inflated him since we saw him on the scales yesterday. That's not unusual. Looking up at the ring, there does seem to be a couple of weight divisions between the pair of them. Looking for a right hand over the top there.
Where's the showboating?
Just looking out of the ring at people at ringside. Grant is not going to be distracted by any of that. Whittaker just hopping in on 1 foot there, and I don't think they're really going to be able to control this, the training team. This is how he's going to choose to do things.
From the opening moments, it was clear that he wasn't just there to win, he was there to put on a performance. His movement was fluid, his counters were precise, and his confidence was undeniable. Grant struggled to keep up, constantly reacting instead of initiating, and finding himself one step behind in nearly every exchange. As the fight progressed, the gap between them became more and more obvious.
It looks worse. Just in and out with the feet there, Whittaker. Right hand cocked to ready to go. Huge right hand from Whittaker, who begins to dance as Grant gets back to his feet pretty quickly there. That was a big shot. Grant, he could have done with the 8 count, and 28 seconds remaining in the round. Whittaker looking to close in here, winding up with that right hand again. He's got to try and keep things tight here, Jordan Grant. Get that guard up, which is exactly what he's trying to do.
That was the shot we was all waiting for. We knew it could come at any time, and he just pulled it out the bag.
Clark might save him here.
There's that lead right hand and the touching.
Whittaker wasn't just controlling the fight, he was shaping it, turning each moment into part of a larger display of skill and creativity. The danger, when entertainment meets risk. Despite all the brilliance and control, Whittaker's style does come with its risks, and that's something that cannot be ignored. Fighting with such openness and confidence means there are moments where he leaves himself vulnerable. There have been instances where clean shots have landed, reminding everyone that no matter how skilled a fighter is, boxing always carries an element of danger. Vladimir Belutski, controlled brilliance. In his fight against Vladimir Belutski, Whittaker showed a more refined and disciplined version of his style, proving that he's capable of adapting when necessary. The flair was still there, but it was used more selectively, balanced with patience and control. He took his time, picked his shots carefully, and maintained a steady pace throughout the fight. Instead of relying heavily on showmanship, he focused on efficiency, breaking his opponent down methodically. This performance highlighted his versatility. It showed that he's not just a showman, but a complete fighter who can adjust his approach depending on the situation. Knockout instinct, the hidden threat. Behind all the movement, the flair, and the entertainment, there's a very real and dangerous side to Whittaker's game: his ability to finish fights. While he often appears relaxed and playful, that can change instantly when he sees an opportunity. When he decides to step forward and commit to his punches, the entire tone of the fight shifts. His speed, accuracy, and timing come together in a way that makes him extremely difficult to defend against. This unpredictability adds another layer to his style. Opponents can never fully settle because they know that at any moment, Whittaker can switch from entertainer to finisher without warning. Liam Cameron rematch, proving a point. The rematch with Liam Cameron was a defining moment in Whittaker's career, not because of the entertainment value, but because of what it represented. This was a fight where he needed to prove that he could win without relying heavily on showmanship.
Whittaker in the beige, Cameron in the black.
From the start, he approached the fight with discipline and focus. He stuck to his game plan, avoided unnecessary risks, and maintained control throughout each round. By the end of the fight, the message was clear. Whittaker had shown that he could adapt, evolve, and win in different ways, a crucial step for any fighter aiming for long-term success. Why people are divided. Whittaker's style naturally creates division among fans and analysts. Some see him as a breath of fresh air, someone who brings creativity and excitement back into the sport. Others view his approach as risky or even disrespectful. This contrast in opinions is part of what makes him so interesting. He's not trying to fit into traditional expectations. He's creating his own identity, regardless of how people feel about it. And in many ways, that's what keeps people watching. Whether they support him or criticize him, they're still engaged, still talking, and still paying attention. Legacy in the making. At this stage of his career, it's still too early to define Whittaker's legacy, but the foundation is already being built. He's not just winning fights, he's creating moments that people remember long after the final bell. If he continues to develop and refine his style, there's potential for him to become one of the most recognizable figures in modern boxing. Not just because of his skill, but because of the way he connects with audiences. Legacy isn't just about titles, it's about impact. And Whittaker is already making his presence felt in a way that goes beyond the record books. The road ahead. Bigger stages, bigger tests. As Whittaker continues to rise through the ranks, the challenges in front of him are only going to become more difficult and more complex. Facing higher-level opponents means dealing with fighters who are not only physically skilled, but mentally prepared for his style. These future matchups will test whether his approach can hold up against elite competition, fighters who won't be as easily frustrated or thrown off rhythm. They will study him, adapt to him, and look for the small openings that others couldn't find. But that's exactly what makes this next phase so exciting. Because if Whittaker can maintain his identity while overcoming tougher opponents, it won't just validate his style, it will elevate him to a completely different level in the sport. The X Factor. Why he can't be ignored. In a sport filled with talent, what truly separates fighters is something harder to define: presence. Whittaker has that presence in a way that immediately captures attention the moment he steps into the ring. It's not just about what he does, but how he does it. The confidence, the movement, the ability to turn even simple moments into something memorable. All of it creates an aura that's difficult to ignore. And that's why, regardless of opinions, he continues to stand out. Because in boxing, skill wins fights, but personality builds stars. And Whittaker has the potential to be both. The breaking point, when confidence gets tested. Every fighter, no matter how skilled or confident, eventually reaches a moment where their style is pushed to its absolute limit. For Whittaker, that moment hasn't fully arrived yet, but it's coming. And when it does, it won't just test his ability, it will test his identity inside the ring. Up until now, his confidence has been one of his biggest strengths. It allows him to stay relaxed under pressure, take risks others wouldn't dare to take, and control fights in ways that feel almost effortless. But against a truly elite opponent, someone who refuses to be drawn into his game, that same confidence could be challenged in ways we haven't seen yet. That's the real turning point in any great fighter's journey. Not when everything is going their way, but when they're forced to adjust, to dig deeper, and to fight without the comfort of control. And if Whittaker can face that moment and still come out on top, that's when he stops being just a showman and becomes something much more dangerous. The future of the sport. Whittaker represents something different in boxing. Something that blends sport with entertainment in a way that feels modern and unpredictable. He's not just fighting opponents. He's changing how people experience the fight itself, turning every moment into something worth watching. But the real question isn't just how entertaining he is. It's how far this style can take him when the pressure gets real. Because sooner or later, someone is going to try to take that confidence away from him. And that's when we'll see who he truly is. So what do you think? Is Ben Whittaker the future of boxing? Or is his style too risky to survive at the highest level? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe for more.